Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Captain Radar. Today we're going to be doing a Windows Deployment Service, or WDS. What that is it allows you to ditch these for Windows installations, the USB drive, and allows you to install it over your network, or the Ethernet cable that you have running around the house. So, let's jump right into it. What you're going to want to do is this: head over to the Microsoft evaluation website that I will have in the description. And what it will allow you to do is you click on Windows Server 22, which is what I'm going to be using for this tutorial, well, for this showing. And what you're going to want to do is click on ISO. Well, download the ISO, then click continue. I'm not going to, because all my information will pop up that you'll fill in, but Microsoft, for some reason with Edge, like saving, but it's whatever. So you'll fill that out. It'll give you a download link, and yeah. So now that you have that, I'm going to jump over to my hypervisor of choice, which is Proxmox. Go over to create VM, and let's create it, which you don't have to name it the same that I'm naming it or have anything the same. I'm just calling it Home Lab Windows Deployment Service, so I know exactly what it's going to be used for. So let's go here. I know I'm probably going to have a lot more ISOs than you, which is fine. And Windows 20, I renamed it to Windows Server 22 Eval. Whatever the long name is for you with it, it's going to be fine. It's going to work exactly the same. So let me switch over to Windows Server. Microsoft Windows, and then that will give you 2011. Sorry, not 2011. Why do I think it's 2011? Whatever. Which will give you Windows 11/22, because it's a newer whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. So all this is right. This is all good. Yeah, this is all good. You don't have to change anything there. Oh wait, yeah, you do. What do you make sure that's clicked. I'm gonna just click those two things. I mean, you can do it and add that, but let's add, if you have the space on your virtual machine, let's add 120 gigs. Granted, in an ideal situation, you're gonna have a storage box someplace else with all the images on it, but my mindset, I like having everything on the physical device and making a backup of it later. I don't know why, it's just how my brain thinks. Cores, let's give it 4 cores. Memory, 4 gigs is fine. Hit next. Change that to VirtIO. Hit next. And next. And since this is Proxmox, what you're going to have to do is go to hardware, add device, add a CD drive, SATA storage. I have it on my local. Wherever you have it is where you have it. And make sure you add your VirtIO drivers. And now we can go and start up the VM. So while this is booting up, while this is getting ready to install, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like seeing videos like this, let me know in the comments, and I will continue on making them. I have a couple of projects that are coming in the near future that may involve more of this stuff. So, yeah, well, if you live in the US and if English is your main language, this will be all correct. Hit next, hit install. And, you know, Windows is being Windows. It takes forever to do things because who knows? It's Windows. Alrighty, so you're going to want the Windows Server 22 standard evaluation desktop experience. Like I was saying before, if this is not the same date, that's fine. I'm probably having a older version of the evaluation that's fine. It's going to work exactly the same. The reason why you're going to want the desktop experience is because you'll get a GUI. It won't be a command line only. So let's hit next. And hit I agree to let Microsoft know that you want to give them your firstborn. Go to load drivers, hit browse. You're going to want the VirtIO, M64, K22, and there is your driver for your storage controller. Hit next. It's going to load it into it. Yeah. Do. Yay, perfect. There it is. And after this installs, we will get to the fun part, which this should actually install quite quickly, maybe, TM. So, as it's finishing up here, it's gonna do the Windows thing. Let's hit restart. Alrighty, so now we're at the username and the password section of it. So put in whatever password you want. Make sure that it is secure. Just make sure that it is secure. And yeah, I was just making sure I had it the right password, because why would I want you guys knowing what it is? Alrighty, so if you're on Proxmox, you're gonna want to go over to the whatever this is, hit the A, which is the show extra keys, and press the last 3 buttons and put in that super secret password. And it's gonna load some things and do some things. Oh. And congratulations, you are now in Windows Server 2022. I'm just gonna do some things that I normally do real fast. Especially because it is a server install. And since we already have this here, what you're first going to want to do before you do anything with your Windows install, I don't know why I lost my train of thought there for a sec. You're going to want to go to your VirtIO driver, and install it. Because you right now don't have networking, if you see right here. Audio, it's not that big of a deal. The networking is sort of a big deal because you won't be able to boot into a Windows installation then. Into your Windows installations. So, yay, I found the drivers. And your guest tools. Agree. And yay. Alrighty, okay. Alrighty. So while that's installing, you're going to want to go up to Manager. Well, Manage or whatever it's called. Hit Add roles and features. Go away. Hit Next. It's going to be a role base or feature base install. It's not going to be a remote. You're gonna, yes. You're gonna scroll down. Well, scroll to where you see Windows Deployment Service. It's gonna say that you need to add a feature. Hit yes. Hit next. Hit next. Yes, I know I have updates. I can wait. And hit next. Hit next. Yes, next. And hit install. Once this is done installing, I will be back. Alrighty, so it's done installing, so you're going to want to hit close. I don't know why this terminal window is open. You're going to want to hit close. Is this still... Okay, that's nice. Go away. Alright, so what you're going to want to do, because you're going to have to do a restart either way, is go to local server. Yeah, click on the name, the current name of local server. You're going to want to change the name of it to whatever you think is going to be suitable for it, that you're going to know, hey, this is what has all my Windows installation media on it. For me, I'm going to put Home Lab Windows Deployment Server. Yes, I know. It's going to say, oh, you're going to want to restart because you changed the name. Well, you're going to want to restart anyway because in order for the service, the Windows deployment services to work, the server is going to have to restart anyway. So, after a quick reboot, we will resume. Okay, now that it has rebooted, let's go to... No, tools. No, not tools. Sorry, I lied. Let's go to... Maybe it's man. Yeah, I was right the first time. Let's go there and click on don't start service on login, because to be honest, you don't really need to see the server manager every single time. If you want, you can pin it to the taskbar and then close it. As you also see, I have a couple of Windows ISOs because I'm going to show you how to install them. So that was a weird sound. So let's go to, I think it's administration tools. Yes, go to Windows administration tools. Scroll all the way down to the bottom to where you see Windows deployment services. I always put that in the dock because then I know what I'm doing. So when you open it for the first time, this is what you're going to see. Servers, you're going to see that it's not properly configured. So what you're going to want to do is right click, hit configure service, server, hit next. Use it as a standalone, because if you decide to do it with a Active Directory, only servers or clients, not servers, only clients that are on your Active Directory can see it. We don't want that. We want any machine on the network to see it. So you're going to want to hit next. That's fine. But like I said, if you were going to do this as a long-term solution or as a permanent solution, you're better off changing the path to another server that has high speed networking on it to do everything there. But since it's a home lab, if you lose the image, it's not the end of the world. You're gonna hit next. Yes. Change it to the last one, respond to all client computers known and unknown, because that would allow you to log into it and use whatever ISOs that you have. So hit next. It's going to copy the files and that you need to start the service. And you are done with the setting up part. You're done with the setting up part with this, meaning to make it. Now let's do the ISOs. So since I have them on the desktop, whatever which one you want to do first, you're going to mount it, go into sources, and for the image, meaning what Windows is, you're going to be looking for the install.wim. And let's copy that to the desktop. And once that is installed, once that's copied over, you're going to, so what you're going to want to do is, in that same source file, you're also going to copy the boot.wim file to your desktop as well. Because those are the two images that you're going to need to actually have, since they are copied over. Let's rename the .wim file to server 2022 and the boot file to server. Because if you, let's say, add a Windows 10 or Windows 11, they can't use the same boot. Actually, let's change it to server boot. And now let's go over to the Windows deployment service, right click on install image. You're going to create a group called whatever you want to call it. If you're doing a Windows 10 first, then do Windows 10. I'm doing Windows Server 22, add Server 22, browse to to the desktop, get the Server 22 WIM file, open it, and then here it's going to ask you which ones you want to keep. I usually unclick core, so it keeps the data center and the standard. But again, if you don't use data center, you can unclick data center, click next. And then what we're also going to do, after you unclick those, is unclick default username and change it to this. The install image you can keep the same, and you can change it to server. Well, we know that that everything here is Windows, so it'd be it'd be server 22 standard. Click next and do the same for data center. And those are the two images. And it's going to be copying those two images over. And now since it's done, hit finish. What you're then going to do is go into boot image, add a boot image, add it to wherever, add it from the desktop, add it here. Image name, image description, yep. And then you're going to do the same exact thing for Windows 10 or Windows 11, depending on which one you want to do. And let's create, after that, to show you that it works, let's create another VM in Proxmox and boot off the network. Because right now you're going to see that it does work. You see the 2019, I don't know why I keep saying 2019, but yeah. So now let's create a new VM. You're not going to use any media. Alrighty, so now that you're booted into your Pixie Boot server, the username, since it's what you're going to want to do is whatever you called your server /admin, well, /administrator, and then whatever your password is. And since I only added the one image, after you pressed enter and you typed in everything correctly, you should be seeing this. which is your two server 2019 and 20. Why do I keep saying 19? Your server 22 installation. So you're gonna then go and do a normal installation of Windows. Today we learned how to do a Windows deployment server and see it work. I want to thank everyone very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.